Okay, so I've been going through a lot of weird things. Mind you, I know that there's makeup around the sign, and I've been going through a lot of like psychological, spiritual things, and it doesn't help. I mean, some ways it does help because then I know I'm not alone, and then other ways I'm like, I don't believe in this kind of stuff, so why is this coming up now? And it's just like, a breath of psychotic fresh air in a way. Like just dealing with like being on my own and doing stuff on my own and thinking out loud just drives me bonkers because I'm always like saying things out loud doesn't always help because I'm like trying to outwardly express what I want to do, but also it's really hard because you're like, that was the only person that I felt like really matched me. Like, we kept saying like a glove, like a glove, like a glove to almost everything. And it was just so hard to like think that there could be anyone else that could fit that description. Not saying that I'm trying to replace anyone, but just saying like in efforts to make sense of what it feels like to meet that person. And I know a lot of people who are like, oh, just let it go and whatnot. I'm like, obviously, we never met that person, otherwise, you wouldn't say that. And also, um, in my point of view, I don't know what it feels like to have to get over someone. I haven't been married before until just now. I mean, not legally I'm married, but I'm married by, the church and whatnot. So, if you guys follow me on Facebook, you've probably seen the wedding, you've probably seen all the photos and everything, so you know. And for others, I just got married on the 16th, and he passed away on the 18th at 5 a.m., roughly. And it was just like we know it was going to happen, labored breathing, his intake of oxygen was low, so trust me, if I was alone for enough time, I'd be wailing on the ground. I know Miguel is all around me. I've had a lot of feelings of him like squeezing me from behind, like he's giving me a hug. I've had the handprint on my back. I've had 3 handprints on my back. And 2 days before, or so, 2 or 3 days before, I felt a buzzing hand, not just one that's on your hand, on your back, but a buzzing hand. And I'm not trying to finish the sentence to what it means or what it is or whatever, or whether it's like one of my relatives who are like, hey, it's okay, we know you're going through this shit, or there's like a whole like pile up like, let's go team, let's go Wets, or something like that, but definitely some weird stuff. I know whenever I'm around, because right now, like, I always leave space for Miguel. Even, like, the bathtub, wherever I am, I'm just always, like, squeezing myself in so that way, like, my mental Miguel can come into that room or into that space. I don't know if you guys have ever experienced any of that. I feel like I'm fucking bonkers. I talked to someone else who's had something close to this, and I know my mom told me that my grandma had this happen where her husband had squeezed her after his passing. And so I know I'm not entirely bonkers, but in some ways, no, a lot of ways, I feel completely like crazy in my mind. I know at this point, I'm gonna be open with you guys. I feel super depressed. I am taking my medications because Mental Miguel is always like reminding me, like whatever I watch, it's always on cue, like morning and night. It's like, did you take your meds? Did you take your meds? Did you take your meds? So I got that shit going, but it's just like, just depression, wanting to be like with him, with him. I know I can't have him physically, so I want to be on the same realm as him. So obviously, I'm feeling signs of suicidal. And I have a roommate who I don't think really understands. She's like, oh, I don't. She posted something, and it was, I don't know, very inappropriate. And it's like, after people have died, just get over it kind of thing, where it's like Zen Buddha master was like, people get born and die, people get sick and get better, kind of thing, where don't get attached. Exactly. Yeah, it was like, don't get attached to people. It's like, how do you live your life without being attached to the people who you love the most? I can tell you, I have lived in a community home, or I have worked for a community home for elders, and seeing someone pass, even though I don't know them, doesn't hit me, and others really hit me because I've known them for a while, maybe a year, 2 years, but I've never gotten this deep into like the whole like, so, just, crazy shit that I can't seem to handle. And I want to go back to work. I want to do things. I want to make my tiny home. It's up here. I want to let my mind free and do its thing, and I want to be active. I don't know if you guys have seen Big Mouth, where she's like trapped under the depression kitty. That's exactly how I feel. So, yeah. Yep. Alright guys, adios.